Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Maniacs. The nightly podcasts are Hallis Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports. Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails, NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you like all the shows.
Here locally in the community, make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Jeremy Campbell.
Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B. I will be right there. I just had to put a different shirt on because I've been lazy this morning. And I know Orlando Escobrano gets way too excited over man boobs. What's up, people? Oh. Yeah, let's make it 10-1. I don't see how Indy can beat us right now. Their defense is better than the Jags, I'll give them that, but their offense has been awful. That's the first time they put up 20 points in forever, and that was versus a bad Jets team that's given up because they don't have their head coach. So this team has no give up, no fight, no anything. Before we get into the top 5 PFF on offense and defense, I want to get into something that happened on Fox Sports yesterday. The clown known as Nick Wright still thinks the Chicago Bears are a better team than the Detroit Lions this season. He said the words. He said that Jared Goff is a civilian at quarterback. You can't throw 5 interceptions in a game and expect to go to a Super Bowl. And this is the most clownish take that I've ever heard. Joe Flacco's done it. Peyton Manning's done it. Tom Brady did 4. Hello, Yoli Cruz. We got Austin Hacker, Jim Jackson, Michael Huck, and Yoli here. Retired so lazy every day. Woo! I just wasn't bringing the man boobs on the screen. I wanted to address this because I've been sent messages all damn day by all sorts of people about it when I actually watched it last night live when he said it. And I literally rolled off of the couch laughing so hard at how high this guy sounded. I think the only reason why he's in national media is he has a journalism degree. He has a long flowing mane and a full set of teeth. That's it. The guy has had the worst takes for the last 3 years. 2 years ago, Justin Fields going to be the MVP and we're going to win the North. Last season, Justin Fields will be the MVP again. Well, when was he the first time, Nick? This year, Caleb Williams will be a MVP as a rookie because we put enough weapons around him to be successful. Did you replace your O-line coach and did you replace your entire fucking O-line? No, you did not. You're a clown. Sit the fuck down. That being said, the top offensive players, according to PFF, and one of them does have over 10 snaps, so it counts as a top 5 entry. Jared Goff with a 93.5 overall. Nick Wright is such a clown. Didn't he get something tattooed on himself because he was certain it would happen? Yeah, it was the Lombardi Trophy with the Bears' name on it. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a 92.4. St. Brown continued his breakout season with another spectacular opponent. Finished the game with 11 receptions for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. His ability to make plays when needed kept the chains moving all day long. Kevin Zeitler, who was dominant on both passing and rush blocking, 90.6. Here's the surprise one. With 3 of 4 for 43 yards, 85.7 in limited action, 16 snaps. Hooker impressed with his ability to command the offense. The backup quarterback helped maintain a high level of play during his snaps, contributing to the Lions' balanced attack. And number 5, Frank Ragnow, a stalwart on the Lions' offensive line, continued to prove his worth. His leadership and consistency at the center position were vital in both the running game and Goff's protection throughout the game. On defense, to no one's surprise, it's Kirby Joseph with an 89.9. In second, at 80.9, it was Malcolm Rodriguez. In 3, who didn't play 2.5 quarters, Alex Anzalone, 75.1. At number 4 was Amik Robertson with a 68.1. And in 5th place, Terrion Arnold, the rookie everyone bashes every time he gets a penalty, even though he didn't have one for 4 straight weeks, but everybody forgets that part. I don't understand the bashing of this young man, but he was our 5th best defender. And none of those had limited snaps except for Anzalone. And I think 6th place was Jack Campbell. 7th place was Zadarius Smith. Zadarius Smith, who played in 38 snaps, had 5 pressures and a half a sack. Jack Campbell played in 66 snaps and had a half a sack plus a buttload of tackles. Right now, Jack Campbell is considered the 7th best off-ball linebacker in football, considering how many of them they are and how many have been touted around the league as being fantastic. We need to start giving Jack Campbell a little bit more love. Arnold is progressing just fine and it is going to be great. I've been telling people this. Uh, I keep hearing it every time he commits a penalty. If he gets one penalty, he's the worst corner we've ever had. And they forget that we had Jeff Okuda who couldn't stay on the field, but for one season, and it wasn't even a full season. I get angry when people go stupid over stupid things. He's a rookie. He's still learning. Quinyon Mitchell's having a year. Guess what? He's surrounded by what should be the best roster in the NFL. I'm sorry, if you look at it, hands down, top end talent wise, Philly has the best roster. We have the best roster depth. And that is why I said we'll make it longer in the season than every other team in the NFC. I have stood on this ever since the beginning of the season, and I will. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jeremy Bullrich Jr. His takes do not reflect that of Motor City Lions or me, Smoking Jeremy B. Um, he's not even my real kid. He's a troll. To put Matt Millen and Bob Quinn in the same sentence as Brad Holmes is almost as bad as having an enema any day of the week. Yeah, the last penalty on Arnold was special teams, big freaking deal. I know. And that's the only reason why he was graded that low in pass coverage. He was actually rated really high. It was a special teams penalty. So, what do you guys think about that? Our top 5. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Nobody wants to do the bottom five. Nobody wants to do the Oh, there we go. Yahoo Sports got it for me because I like to see the bottom ones too and see if I agree. Bottom five offense. The only one I don't agree with in the bottom five is Brock Wright. At five, you had James Mitchell at the 60.4, Brock Wright with a 59.1, tight end Shane Zylstra 53.1, and Allen Robinson 47.6, and center Michael Neese, who came in at the end of the game, 47.4. Bottom five defensive grades. Kendall Vildor. I agree. Carlton Davis. He let up a lot of yards. James Houston. I saw him missing tackles and not getting to the quarterback. Trevor Nowaski had his worst game since becoming a Lion, but I think that but he did well in special teams. And Levi Amuzariki, who was wrapped up all day like a hot tortilla, he's replacing Burrito Jones. Big Jason changes here. Adam Schefter just posted minutes ago. New York Jets have now fired Joe Douglas, their GM. It's a complete reboot for the Jets next season. Hello, Will Vogel. Thank you, Mike Clammert, for chiming in today. Moonscar, it is good to see you, sir. It is so great. This is why I love being live at this time. We get to break NFL news as well as Lions news. I'm pretty sure that means Rodgers is out of New York, or he should be. 100% he should be. 100%. Yeah, Austin's been here all day, but I wanted to share that news as soon as I got it. It happened 3 minutes ago. Per Adam Schefter, the Jets have released New York Jets GM Joe Douglas, who was hired the same year that Robert Salah was hired, who was hired the same year that Dan Campbell was hired. Congratulations, gents, on being a dumpster fire again. The only two coaches that were hired in 2021 that are still coaching, coincidentally, are the NFC conferences, number one and two teams. It's Detroit with Dan Campbell, and number two, Philly with Nick Sirianni. And Eagles fans are coming hard against Sirianni. I need to grab my my drink. I'll be right back because I'm getting throat, dry throat right now, and I don't want to cough. But wow, the dumpster fire that is the Jets continues. All right. Rogers is way past his prime. Good for getting coaches fired. Overrated. Even Dilfer won one Super Bowl. Well, Rogers has won a Super Bowl too. So I'm not going to trash. I thought it was a smash and crash. if I remember right. Yeah, it was Smash and Crash, I believe. Yep, that's my point. Yep, Adams went from one dumpster fire to another. I know he's regretting life decisions at this point. Did you see that last week or 2 weeks ago? While they were losing, Aaron Rodgers was struggling to get both Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams on the ball, and they were sitting next to each other on the bench, and they looked at each other and goes, "What the fuck?" At the same time, it was classic. I loved it. So those are the PFF grades. We have not yet heard from. I gotta do that totals right now because last night Houston whooped the fuck out of the Dallas Cowboys, as I predict. I just was, I was just gonna do it. Good lord, I gotta look at the post. Give me a second. I was gonna talk about it tonight before the game, before the show. And Austin goes, I saw that and it was hilarious because it is hilarious. I just can't believe that that happened. So let's see. J.I. took Washington wrong. Green Bay, yes. Detroit, yes. Tennessee, nope. Miami, yes. Rams, yes. Cleveland, nope. In Baltimore. Baltimore lost. Ooh. So we'll go one at a time. Cowboys, they suck. Yeah, they do. So let's see. For J.I. You got Green Bay and Detroit right. You got Miami right and the Rams right. Didn't get Cleveland, didn't get Baltimore. You got Indy right. You got Denver right, San Fran, Buffalo, Chargers, and Houston. And the total points was what, 27-10? So that's 37 points. He had 44. So he actually got that many right. Matt Henry chose Philly, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota, Miami, Rams, Saints. He got the Ravens wrong. He got the Jets wrong. He got Denver wrong. He got 49ers, Buffalo, and Houston. So he got 10 right with 45. J.I. gets the plus right now because he's closer. King S.J. Philly, Green Bay, Detroit, Indy, Pittsburgh, Minnesota, New Orleans, San Francisco, Buffalo, L.A. Chargers. He must have missed some games. He got 13. So far, that's our leader. Oh, he added Houston. He got all 14 correct. Correct. Holy smoke. King SJ in the house. He had a week. Congratulations, King SJ, if you're still in here. Yeah, he put it in the replies. It was in the replies. He picked the Monday Nighter. I had to look. Hello, Ralph. I'm just trying to total this up for everybody. All right. So Jim Jackson, Washington, you got Green Bay, Lions, Minnesota, Miami, Rams, Saints, yeah, didn't get Baltimore, Indianapolis, Denver, 49ers, Buffalo, Chargers, and Houston. He got 13 of 14. Loving that shirt. Thank you. I love this shirt too. The Motor City football thing, it's what I've been trying on. Good job, Jim. Propelling himself towards the top. No, there was two. King SJ did worse than you, JI, as well. Will Vogel's still keeping in there. He's consistent. Okay, now we get up to Sarah. Ooh, we got a clear leader right now. That's Sarah, the Vikings fan. She is on it. I mean, you're still staying up there, but right now the leader in the house is Sarah with a total of 23. Second place is King SJ at 20. Jim Jackson in third at 19. Will Vogel at 18. And JI at 16 right now. Washington, Rams, Colts, Vikings, Packers, Broncos, 49ers, Bills, Chargers, Houston. And ooh, we got the plus guy right here on the points. That was Dwayne Keene. He damn near guessed the total perfect. But he got 11. He's at 19 as well. Moonscar. Philly, Miami, New Orleans. He picked the Jets. Minnesota, Green Bay, Detroit, Rams, Pittsburgh, 49ers, Denver. Kansas City did not win. LA Chargers and Houston. Moonscar. So he got 12. He's at 20. Michael. Philly, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota, Miami. He picked New England. That did not happen. New Orleans did go. New Orleans, Baltimore. Baltimore didn't win. Jets didn't win. Denver won. San Francisco, Buffalo. Cincinnati did not win. He got 10 this week, too. He's at 20. Third, nice bounce back from week one. Suck it, J.I. Hey, Hey, everyone, and JB. TikTok people were saying that the Lions tried to get too many points. They ran up the score. That's the Lions fans that are as bad as Eagle fans. They are jealous. Oh, that's funny. Now, let's see. Now I got to get to the guy who didn't have a pick in last week. I skipped over it for a minute just to go there. But he had Philly, Green Bay, Detroit, Vikings, Dolphins. Got one wrong with Cleveland. Got one wrong with Baltimore. He picked Indy, Broncos, San Francisco, Buffalo, Chargers, and Houston. He got 11 right for his first week. That's not awful. But our winner of the week was King SJ. We got a three-way tie for second place. That's Mike Huck, Moonscar, and King SJ. Third place at 19 is Dwayne K and Jim J. And in first place, all by her lonesome, it's Sarah. And Andrew Merklinger was respectful with the first week of entering. He got a respectful 11. Everybody did great this week. Nobody got less than half the games right. Kudos to everybody, including me. I got 11 right this week. So pump your pump your fists. We all had a great week. But King SJ to come out of the cellar all the way up to second place. That's amazing. Matt Henry, you have 19 as well. We're all doing well. I mean, when the lowest guy in Pick'ems has 9 wins, that's a great week. We have we have such smart fans here. I don't give a crap what anybody says. The fact that we were that right, and if you look, we were right against the spreads as well in these games, speaks volumes to our football knowledge. I wasn't perfect. King SJ was. Jim Jackson was in second place with 13. Sarah tied him with 13. And Moonscar was in third for the week with 12. What a week, guys. Great job. I'm proud of all of you. I mean, the fact that the lowest guy had 9 wins out of 14 games, that's a pretty great thing. I got to post this week's image up there this week. I'll be doing that shortly. What a great group of fans, though. I am so proud of you guys. It, no problem. I'll be posting that right after the show today. The pick'em sheet for this week. I just I'm flabbergasted you guys did that good. I was mad at myself for getting a few wrong. I'm not gonna lie. I try to be good. Fred Peterson. It's my run to the bank day on lunch. Yes, good, good. Glad you're here. Top five and bottom five. We already went over that according to PFF, and nothing changed. You know, it's a normal guys, but I'll tell you what, our backup quarterback got into the top five on offense with his 16 snaps. Because in order to get a grade that matters, you have to have over 10 snaps. But congratulations to each and every one of you that got in here. I had the leaderboard set. Now, I'm trying to see who missed, but really, all of you guys got your picks in. Amazing. I think he's a solid pickup. I think he fits the scheme, but he was signed to the practice squad instead of the active roster for a reason. He has to get acclimated in our playbook in order to be able to play, much like Zadarius Smith needed that. And actually, he played with Williams and AG because Williams, before he went to the Titans, he was at the Saints, I believe, but I could be wrong. But I think he fits the scheme. He's played more defensive end than linebacker. Look at his size. He's an oversized linebacker, undersized defensive end. I think it's just for right now, he may fit the scheme, but he's been riddled with injuries throughout his career. He he is a liability in pass coverage. If you go back and look at the plays where he had his 4 interceptions over his careers that have been badly thrown balls or tipped up balls, it hasn't been because he was great in coverage. So we do a lot of pass rushing with our linebackers, and I think that's where he fits in. But he will be in the rotation along with Nowaski, along with Ben Neiman, because right now Jack Campbell and Malcolm Rodriguez earned the starting spot. He was on a practice squad. He didn't fell to us. It's easy to poach when they're on a practice squad or a free agent that you can grab. He could be back anytime from Thanksgiving to Christmas. He will be back before the end of the season. He did not get the season long designation. I'm still waiting to see what the designation is for Ifeatu Melifamu today because they are letting his stuff go. So as soon as I get that, I will post it. Yeah, I think we're going to see more snaps with Nowaski now because with Angelo now, he'll need it, and we will need him to be on the field more. He was mostly a special teams player prior to the Hutchinson injury. He had 3 impactful plays in 3 straight games. He kind of disappeared last game, and it was more because the blocking was better than everybody anticipated by the Jaguars. That's what I saw. And if this is any indication on how I feel about James Houston, he needs to sit and shitterate every week because he was wrapped up like Burrito Jones, much like well, Levi on Wuzariki was. They were 2 of our lowest rated defenders. Yeah, didn't that happen versus the Cardinals? And wasn't it a hit by Kyler Murray on his knee that did it after the hit that took out Marcus Davenport by Paris Johnson Jr., where he pulled his arm back, twisted it, and karate chopped his UCL? I mean, that's a dirty team. Go look. They've had more injuries this year against them than any other team in the NFL. They're a dirty team, and it's their leaders doing it. That's what's bad about it. So when we win this Sunday, we sweep the AFC South. When we beat the San Francisco 49ers, because we already played the other 3 teams, we'll have swept the NFC West. We'll be the only team to sweep 2 divisions 2 years in a row. Has anybody thought about that? how good that means your team is. You're beating teams outside your division every time you play. This is huge. It'll be huge. Well, there's still a chance we will have Anzalone for the playoffs. There's a slim chance we get Hutch back. I mean, I know he's ahead of schedule, but I don't count on it with a broken bone. Um, Anzalone's break was different with it being the forearm, with it being a leg and it supports your weight and you got to push off and be able to move and everything else. I don't know. I want him to be healthy for the playoffs. God knows I do. I want nothing but that man to be of perfect health when he comes back to play on this team. That being said, yep, I know, Brent. There's lots of crazy things that have happened in the past, but that's the past. It's a different time now. Amen, brother. That is a great point, Jim Jackson. And continue when losing key players to injury, we just keep winning. I said the only guy that would ruin this team if he got hurt this year was Jared Goff. Yes, he has bad games every now and then. Every quarterback does. Holy shit, get over it. But because of his grasp of the offense, the way it's tailored around him, Goff is more important to this team than anybody realizes. It is the next man up mentality. And I'm not saying Hendon Hooker wouldn't be able to come in and suffice for a game or two in that case. In that case, I'm saying if we lost Goff, knock on wood, in a season-ending injury, because then you got to revamp your entire offense to fit Hendon Hooker's skill set. Does that make sense how I'm wording it? That that 11 man probably wouldn't change at all, but you'd probably see more shotgun RPOs and 12-man sets for the RPOs if Hendon Hooker had to become the quarterback. Yeah, I understand. That's why I knocked on wood. Don't get me wrong. I know for a fact we would be screwed. But it might not be as bad as everybody thinks when you're already at 9-1 on the season. And I think Ben Johnson is a coordinator that would figure it out. Oh, right now, as far as MVP, I got it as Josh Allen, Jared Goff, and then everybody else is behind him. Pat Mahomes cost his team a game yes on Sunday. That defense played good enough to win. Pat Mahomes threw 2 picks to the other team, one for a pick six. Cooper Rush being a yes, everybody knock on wood because I think Jared Goff going down is the only thing. I think they should start letting Vaki run behind the starters. Did you guys see him against our backup? Running behind our backup. We had Michael Neese at center. Coyote Awasika was in the game. He ran good to the left behind those guys. That was crazy. Michael Neese, a guard who isn't a backup center, which is why he played poorly, by the way. This is the first team that I've seen where next man up actually is working and doesn't mean our season is done. Kudos to Brad and MCDC. 100% Brent DeWitt. Look at what happened to the Packers defense just losing Rashawn Gary last year. Remember that? how bad they were through the first part of the season till he came back? This team is built different. I've said this. This is the best built team I've seen, top to bottom, roster wise, in my lifetime. Yeah, we would become a run, pretty much almost a run only team, except for a couple play action passes. I haven't really seen Hendon Hooker do much play action, but the couple he did this preseason, he was pretty good at it. He hit the ball well. He got it out on time. Yeah, fuck the Packers. F F G P. Just for you, Harpazo. Best and deepest team ever. Our top end talent isn't as good as the 2014 or the 94 or the 91 Detroit Lions, and I'm not saying that. Our top end talent is not that good. But what it is the depth of talent is better. We've never been able to say when Ziggy Ansah went down in 2014, we kind of sucked there for a minute at getting sacks. When DeAndre Levy went out of that lineup for a few games, we weren't covering the same. LOL, missed the button. Yes, I did. At least I admit it. I just glanced out the side, aimed, and oop, that not it. My soundboard acted like the girl on prom night. I think there's three that makes me nervous, and I'm going to tell you why. Green Bay Packers are playing better on defense. I know we're going to be at home. I know we're going to be loud, obnoxious, and make it hard on them, but that's still a rivalry game. The Bills, they're a damn good team. We're going to make it hard on them too. At Chicago, who cares? They all said, let them think about us. We just keep pounding and biting kneecaps on teams. We have grit and won't quit till the clock hits 0. 100%. I think we can handle most of the teams too. I'm just giving you my 4 hardest games left on the schedule. I don't think Thanksgiving's going to be hard again. It's Green Bay at home here. It's Bills at home. Bears on the road and San Francisco on the road are our 4 hardest games. If we manage to only lose one of those, and we've taken care of business in the rest of it, let's say we beat Bears both times. Let's say we beat Green Bay again. Even if we have the same record, Minnesota can't take the number 1 seed away. Because we'll have the better conference record and the same record overall. That's where I was going with everything I was saying. 16-1, 15-2, 14-3 is not off of our schedule so far this year. And it's amazing to be able to say that. Oh, 100%, Fred Peterson. I agree. I think that's the hardest game on the schedule left. Agreed. Caleb Williams is going to get introduced to Z and McNeil. We got some dogs on this roster. Look at the comeback CD3 has had this year since the bye week. He was cooked in the Dallas game, but everybody else was still cleaning it up at the same time. He got better every week after. He's starting to clean up the fact he's not getting penalized as much. Uh, he was the guy with the most yardage in the league through 5 weeks when we hit our bye week, if you guys remember that. And he still led after our bye week. Fred, when I went over the schedule with you guys, I said, we're either going to be 6-4 or we're going to be 9-1. There was no in between. But I had the loss being against Seattle, not Tampa Bay. I'm going to say it's the Buffalo Bills and possibly San Francisco. Those two are the best equipped. And now that they're using the short passing game more in Chicago, go back and watch that game versus the Packers. They actually played the Packers well because the Packers don't cover well over the middle and was beating them with short slant routes right over the middle. But with Malcolm Rodriguez and Jack Campbell there, I think we're going to be fine. I am still waiting to see. Uh, Ben Johnson pretty much told Schefter the other day that he really doesn't want to be a head coach. He's happy here. His family's here. It would take a great organization and a great roster to leave. He had an oblique injury that he played through the week before, and while playing this week, he hurt the oblique on the other side. He said he thinks he overcompensated. Um, he may miss 2 to 3 weeks, possibly 4. He may be going on the IR. If he goes on the IR, it's a minimum of 4 weeks before he comes back, which means you wouldn't see him till a week or 2 before our game. Damn shame. Great player. But he's been the better Bosa out of the two Bosas. The other Bosa gets hurt more. But we're going to be going over injuries tonight. Brent DeWitt says agreed. Rodrigo and Captain Jack will be fine. And we'll have Nowoski, Ben Neiman, possibly David Long in a week or 2 in that rotation behind them. I think that's what's going to happen at the Anzalone spot. It's going to be a heavy rotation to keep guys fresh, different, whatever we're doing. Oh, now that they just fired a GM, hell no. I think the only guy that would want that job is Bill Belichick, just to rub it in the Patriots' faces, to go be the GM and head coach of New York Jets. And I think he's the only one that could handle the media pressure there. Just my opinion. Does anybody disagree with that about handling the New York media pressure? Canada Sports 360. Hey, me from Brampton, Ontario. Thank you for popping in. I agree, Jim. I don't see any respectable coach wanting that job between the media and AR and his ego. Uh, so, Canada Sports 360, what do you think about our team here, the Detroit Lions? Right. That's what I'm saying. If they hired him to be the GM and coach, just started live streaming local sports matches. Congratulations, sir. I'll follow you back here in a moment because that's the way we all grow as podcasters. Nobody should be hating one another. There you are. I'm subbed because that's what I do. It is about that time for me to do our breakdown of the NFC North, and I'm going to start with the bottom because it's fun. At 4-6, with an 0-1 in the division record, it is fuck the Bears. At 1-2 in the division and a 7-3 record overall, it's FTP. Fuck the Packers. At 8-2, because they skull fucked another team in the Titans, it's the Vikings with a 1-1 record in the division. 9-1 with a 2-0 record in the division, and still kings of the North. It is the mighty, mighty Lions. Jim Jackson, here we go. Von Doom is finally back to work, so he couldn't be here. The Garden Gnome is placing Pepsi product at your stores in Pennsylvania, northeastern Pennsylvania. What's sad is the newly hired head coaches had to pick which dumpster fire they have the best chance at putting out the fastest. LOL. I think what's crazy, Brent DeWitt, I think the Jets are closer than any of the other dumpster fires that are out there. Because of the talent they have on their roster, they're just poorly coached on both sides of the ball. Don't forget tonight, Kitty Ken will be in attendance. And anybody that has a problem with me, feel free to message me if you know me personally. If you think my takes are bad, if you think I'm arrogant, stubborn, whatever, feel free to message me. Don't talk about me behind my back. That's all I got to say on that subject, and I'm going to leave it at that. But last but not least, it is time to talk about my sponsor. It is Brandon Service at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, where in Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Stop in and check us out. Used tires starting at $45 and up. New tires, call to get your quote 810-233-8230. Talk to George Red or myself. Mention this ad to get a discount. This has been Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B on Motor City kneecap fighting with the Motor City Lions. No. Not talking about Aaron Rodgers. I've said the rest of that roster is a good roster. It's just poorly coached. Karen Rodgers is the problem with that team, and he has a problem with management. Don't forget, on your way out today, hit that like button on whatever channel you are watching on, because it helps all of us in our algorithms with getting moved up in the YouTube playlist. Because that's the goal of every podcaster, is to get moved up. I am proud to say that we are sitting here at 533 subscribers, considering I was at just a little over 200 just after the draft. You guys are doing great. You promote me better than I can myself. It took me 2 years to get 180, and I've gotten 350 this year. Thank you. And don't forget, tonight at 9 p.m., we are doing the NFL Roundtable Talks. If you're able to be on, watch, make your picks live. But I will be posting the pick'em sheet shortly. You have until tomorrow at 7 p.m. to get your picks in. Agreed, Jim, whiny little bitch. I will also, that's tomorrow night is the NFL Roundtable Talks. Tonight is Inside the Pigskin. Holy smokes, I forgot it's only Tuesday. I'm going stir crazy. I've been alone for 2 days here. No dog, nobody. It's so quiet.